So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I think we're about at that time. So today I'm doing tablescapes. Now, I say tablescapes, and we use that term a lot. You know, what is a tablescape? Tablescapes can be used really anywhere. These tips and tricks and techniques that I'm going to show you today can be used on a mantle, can be used on a side table, an end table, lots and lots of different areas around your home that you might be able to do this. But I think a lot of us always kind of look at our dining room table and we're trying to come up with some ideas that might be something new and fresh and different. And so that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. And what I'm going to attempt to do, hopefully this works out well, is I'm going to set up kind of a Thanksgiving kind of arrangement with a little bit of that fall color. And then we're going to transition it into a Christmas tablescape. So hopefully that'll be kind of exciting and something different that you can enjoy and do around your home. So it'll give you kind of a couple different ideas there. But you know, we say tablescapes all the time, but these techniques can be used on mantles, side tables, all those different areas around your home. And there will be lots of other tips and tricks here. We'll talk about some lights, we'll talk about some candles, we're going to talk a little bit about plants, a little bit about the nature side of it, and then of course all of our amazing decorations here at the Garden Center. We just have such a huge collection. And then also what you can find in nature. So some of those great things that you might find around your home or walking around on the streets in your neighborhood. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as I kind of demonstrate all these different things. So the first thing that I typically like to do is I always kind of like to think about, I kind of relate this to almost when I talk about container gardens, when I'm talking about planting up a combination, is that spiller, thriller, and filler. So I'm always kind of thinking, what's my main component? What's maybe my centerpiece? Maybe it's my garland. So we're going to talk about garlands a lot. We're going to talk about these picks. I've got some amazing picks here. These are artificial picks. You got red berries, white berries. I mean, look at these. These things look so lifelike. And there's so many different colors, and we've got some amazing, droopy ones here. This is kind of like a frosted fern. We've got this really pretty kind of sand dollar looking pick. So we've got some amazing picks, lifelike picks that look like pine cones, and these have like a real feel to them. Just awesome stuff. And then of course greenland is amazing. Lots and lots of different types of garland. Of course, as I'm transitioning, as I'm going to set this up for a Thanksgiving theme and transition it into a Christmas look, then I kind of tend to not think the pine. I brought this one in just because I wanted to show it because I think it's absolutely stunning. But this is this awesome sprucey kind of pine garland. Really natural looking with these great pine cones in it, and just really glittery. So it's got that nice sparkle to it and that shine. I might not use this one today. It's gorgeous though. I love this kind of wintergreen, minty color. Really pretty. That almost kind of that bluish tint as well. But I love this garland. I just had to grab it and bring it in. So that's really nice. We're going to put that off to the side because I probably won't use that one today. But I did want to show you magnolia. Magnolia works great. It's a great transition garland. You can use it for Thanksgiving all the way to Christmas. It works great in your home, in and around your home. And this is a great looking lifelike magnolia garland. Really pretty. It's got that great brown underside so you can flip the leaves. What I love about picks and garlands, you're probably going to hear me mention this a lot, is they're all pretty much flexible, so you can move and change things. You can even cut some of them off if you need to. So if you need to cut a couple things to make them a little bit smaller, you can always do that. But magnolia garland is awesome. So we'll put that one off to the side. I absolutely love this juniper garden. So juniper is really nice. This one is just so lifelike. I mean, it's got this great feel to it. So it's more of a plastic. I mean, it's obviously they're all plastic, but it's not that hard plastic. It's really soft. It almost has a fragrance to it like juniper. I mean, this is amazing. So this is really pretty. Love this one. This one would transition very well. In fact, I think you could use this almost year-round, really, in your home. It's just so lifelike. Really pretty juniper, cypress type of garland. So definitely want to check that one out. I'm going to actually use this eucalyptus garland. This eucalyptus is amazing. Really pretty. I love that it's got this kind of grapevine kind of base to it, so it gives you that kind of earthy feel. Eucalyptus has that kind of sage color, which I think we always think, what do you use sage for? You use it with your turkey for Thanksgiving. And so I think this is going to be a great garland. That's going to be my base. And so that's kind of what I started with. I said, okay, well, as I walked around the garden center this morning, I said, what is going to be kind of my main component? Well, I need a garland. I need something to work off of. And I think this one transitions very well. It's kind of that new, modern, fresh color. I love the blue color. Again, we could transition and take all of this away. I wanted to kind of make something into that Thanksgiving feel, but also transition it right into Christmas. So I really think this one's going to work great. And so if you're looking for something for Thanksgiving, as we kind of approach that fall Thanksgiving time frame, but you also might want to use it for Christmas, think about that as you use it. We've got some great fall leaf garlands. We've got different things. You can, again, look around your home and see what you've got. Bringing in just a couple of those leaves off your maple or oak trees that have turned those bright red colors or yellow colors or orange, and dropping those around on your table. There's lots and lots of lifelike artificial things that you can use out there for that fall decoration. But I absolutely love this eucalyptus. It's just amazing looking. It's very easy to work with, and so we're gonna use that as kind of our base. That was the one thing that I picked out first. Then I said, I kind of need a centerpiece, right? I kind of need something, in the center, and there's nothing that I love more than plants, obviously. And so I really wanted to use some plants as kind of a main component of this centerpiece, of this tablescape for Thanksgiving at least. Now you could of course do it at Christmas. As we get closer and closer to Christmas, especially as we get closer to Thanksgiving, we'll start to get poinsettias in, lemon cypress, cyclamen, all those different things. I mean, we've got the rosemary cones in right now, which are amazing, bring that fragrance indoors. But I was kind of walking around the garden center, I said, I think I want to throw some orange into this, which I know kind of might sound a little weird, but I hope it turns out well, we'll see. So I found this great kalanchoe. And so this is just a really pretty kalanchoe. It's got this kind of orange center with a lighter orange kind of on the outside edge. So it's a great color, but it's that kind of crisp orange. It's not a typical, mum orange that you might see. I also saw this great mum. This is an awesome, these are the florist mums. This would work great just by itself. But I was really looking for something truly orange. Because I want to use some pumpkins. I started thinking, well, maybe I'll use some pumpkins, but this would be a pretty one. So I found this great planter, this great square planter. And so it's a very kind of modern, crisp, white planter. And I thought this kalanchoe would just look great in there. So we're going to put that kind of in the back corner. And then I found just a couple filler plants. So I've got this spider plant. So, spider plants are super, super easy, very easy to grow. And I could actually plant this. In fact, I might do that later. But this would look great just like that. And then, so that's just kind of again, I'm using those same components that I would in a container garden. I've got my thriller, which is my kalanchoe. I've got, this filler as the spider plant, and then I need a spiller. I need something to kind of, be able to dance around and kind of play off the sides and out of the container. And so, of course, I always go to my ivy. I love ivy. So we can kind of tuck that in there, and then we can allow that to kind of fill up some space, kind of play around here. And I love to take these arms on ivy and just move them around and kind of let them be in different places all around the container. And there we go. So we can take that tag out. And so now you can see this is a great looking centerpiece. It's living, so it brings that outdoors in. Anything that you can bring outside into your home just makes you feel better. It just makes you happier. And so this is a great little centerpiece. I just love the colors and arrangements of that. So I now have a kind of a centerpiece. And then of course I've got loads and loads of picks. I've got lots and lots of different colors of picks. I've got white berries. So we're going to come to these in a minute. We're going to kind of play with these and kind of see what works best for us. So I'm going to put those off to the side here. Give me a second, bear with me while I kind of clean up my table. So I've got plenty of space to work. And if I'm not looking at you, it's because I've got the camera up nice and high so that you can see this table in front of me, so that you can really see kind of what we're working with here. Oh, and then I also grabbed this succulent pick. So this is artificial. This is a lifelike succulent, but succulents would look great in here too. So I kind of grabbed that just because I thought that was kind of cool and interesting. And I love that pick right there. I'm definitely going to have to try and use that if we can. All right, so I'm going to first start with this garland, this amazing, amazing garland. Just love it. It's got these little clusters of berries. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got these little green berries in here. Actually have a little bit of lilac-y purple color, so we could always play off of that if we needed to, but just love that blue color. So again, everything in your garland should be somewhat wired, meaning it's flexible and you can use it and manipulate it a little bit. Let me clean off my table here so we can get off this dust here. So I'm going to put my centerpiece right here in the center. Make sure that I'm going to do this so that you can see it. And then we're going to take this garland and just manipulate it a little bit, just so that I want to put a little curve in it. So I don't want, I could do it straight across, but I've got this great centerpiece and I want to be able to show it off. So we could either go in front of it or we could come behind it. I'm going to do behind it just so you can see it really well. And then we're just going to take this, and then I like to, anything that I'm using, I love to kind of just take it and shape it and manipulate it just a little bit so that I know how to work it. Garlands are so easy to work with, and they just give you so much filler and so much to work off of. So now we've got this great garland. I've kind of got it serpentining through my table here. Again, this could be on a mantle, could be on a side table. It's awesome. So let me just get this. I'm going to kind of maneuver that just a little bit so I've got this great little pattern. And symmetry is very important sometimes to us. I try to be asymmetrical as much as I possibly can so that I don't get tied into symmetry. Once you get very symmetrical, then it's very hard to get away from it. But I'm still going to use a lot of symmetry in here. But I'm also going to be asymmetrical because if it was perfectly symmetrical, I'd cut this garland in half and have it shooting out the side so it's perfectly set on both sides. But I think this is kind of cool having this just kind of serpentine through here, really nice and different. So then I really start to, whenever I'm doing a container garden or whether I'm doing any kind of decorating, I look for those smaller colors, those smaller elements. And of course I've added some orange here, and it's very tiny on our table. We've got some blues, we've got some greens, but we've got a little bit of orange. So we want to start to play with that orange color and work it out. So of course I grabbed some mini pumpkins. Got these great little mini pumpkins. So we can just pop those in here. I can pop them into my garland. So we've got another one here. You can let these sit in the garland. You can let them sit next to the garland. Got lots and lots of these pumpkins. I might even put one next to the pot there so you can see that. And I'm looking at the camera so I can see kind of what you're seeing. And it looks really, really kind of cool already with this, just this little bit of orange color in there. Let's see what else we got in here. So I think that orange kind of plays pretty nicely. Now I'm going to be symmetrical. I got 3 over here. I got 3 over here. They're all kind of doing different things. They're all kind of sitting in different places. I'm going to put them here so you can really see them. And then look at that. I mean, that color just pops. So I think I've got enough pumpkins. Maybe just because put one there, and then we'll just kind of spread these out. And that's what's so much fun about this is you can kind of keep playing with it and tinkering with it and adding different elements at any different time. And if you see something extra that you got to have, there you go. So I put an extra one on each side. So now I've got 8 of these little mini pumpkins in here. They look great. They're pulling off that color right there. You can see that color in the kalanchoe and the pumpkin, and they're just playing perfectly off of each other. So then I always look at these picks. I love these picks. There's so many choices. I thought this would be a great color. It's not really white, it's kind of off-white, which I think is great, kind of pulls that color out of that spider plant a little bit, and it just adds a little bit more contrast. I love contrasting colors, so you definitely want to use contrasting. This is a really cool pick. I found this out there and I said, this is neat. I mean, you look at these bunches and you say, well, I could just use those bunches just by themselves, but always look at your picks and look at your things a little bit closer. This one's really neat because it's actually a bunch of picks tied together. I didn't even notice it at first, but I can take this and unwind it and look at this. I've got all these little picks to work with. These are awesome. And usually your pick is just a big bunch and it's kind of hard to use sometimes, but this is awesome. I mean, these are just little ones. They've got this really natural kind of stem to it. So now I can just kind of pop those in wherever I want. And I always like to overlap things if I can, so I like to kind of, if they can sit out, if they can sit on top of things. Let's see, how many do I have here? I've got a bunch here. Let's see, I've already used 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I've got 12 of them in here. That's awesome. That's a great value right there, when you can get a bunch of different picks in one group. That's really cool. That's something new. I have not seen that before. Typically, our picks are going to be, you know, just one bunch. And so like these berries are gorgeous. Love that white berry. I might use that as we go into the Christmas season. But this I could go through and maybe, you know, clip off a couple. It might fall apart, so maybe I don't want to do that. But I'll show you how to use this. I think I'm going to use that one as we go forward. Although there's some other ones in there that are really pretty too. So I'm just going to keep on adding these little berry clusters. So easy to use. Just hide that little stem right in there. So let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got 5 over here and 4 over here. So we definitely need to divvy these up equally. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. In fact, I'm going to put this one right here on the back, the side it's looking at me. So now I've got a little bit of that white color in there. So I hope you can see that. It's really, really pretty looking. Really kind of that fall, kind of modern, kind of Thanksgiving kind of feel. It's just that great fall look. The orange of the pumpkins adds a lot. You could, you know, a lot of people do those spiced oranges. You put the cloves in the orange. That would look great. Add a lot of fragrance to it as well. You can do lots and lots of different things. You could add yellow into this. We could add the purple of the mums and pull out that lilac color in here. So there's lots and lots of choices that you could choose from and lots of different ideas that we can do. But this is amazing looking. I mean, I think I'm pretty happy with just keeping it this way. I don't even think I would add anything else. So you've got this great option. Now you could always add some candles to this. I think a lot of us use candles as part of our tablescapes, as part of our centerpieces. This is great. We're going to talk about that here as I move forward. But this is an awesome little fall setup. Super, super simple. You could always add more. You can always take away some. When we get into the Christmas one, as I start to transition this into Christmas, you'll see I'll start adding lots and lots and lots of different things. But this is a really pretty one. So I think this is great. So now Thanksgiving is over. I'm ready for the holidays. I'm ready for Christmas. So now we're going to transition this over to Christmas. What I didn't show you was if I had planted this. This has this great saucer to it. So I can actually put this on my table. So that's actually going to be great. It's going to protect my table. But this turned out really, really well. I'm super excited about this. So really, really cool here. So now what I want to do is transition this into Christmas. Well, first thing we've got to do is we're definitely going to take out the pumpkins. Pumpkin season is over. And you know what? I could have added gourds. I didn't even think about that. I have a bunch of gourds. You know, you could put gourds in here. They would look really cool. There's lots and lots of choices there as well. So you've always got lots and lots of different options to add different colors if you want to. I like to keep it around the 3, 4, 5 color range, so I'm not changing up too much. You never want to get too crazy on the eyes. So kind of with interior design, even landscape design, you always kind of want to keep it somewhat simple. You can always add more. It's harder to take away. So you can always add more. I'm going to take these picks out. I thought they were great for the fall, but maybe I want something a little brighter, a little bit more cheery for Christmas. So we're going to take these picks out. I'm going to continue to use this Eucalyptus Garland because I really want to show you how versatile it is and how easy it is to transition into the next season. So we're going to take these picks. We're done with those. All right, and then I'm going to take the plants away for now. Just for now. We'll see if we'll put some more living plants back into the tablescape for the Christmas. But I've got this great saucer. Now this could be a plate, this could be a Christmas dish, it could be a lot of different things. But now I need, again, a centerpiece. I've got my basics again, I've got my eucalyptus, I've got my filler, I've got my main component that I'm going to play off of here. Go back through, we can kind of shape it a little bit more. So we'll just kind of pull this out a little bit, play with it a little bit, just to make sure. And I love that kind of grapevine that I mentioned that's on the inside of that. It just shows up so well, especially when you're looking down on it. Just great look. So we've got that set up here. Okay, so now of course I love my lights. I love to have some light on the table. So I'm going to probably add some lights to this garland, but I'm also going to probably add some candles to it. And I want to show you this really, really cool candle that we carry. It's awesome. So it's called Simplux. This is our Simplux candle. It's a very much a realistic, flameless, safe candle. I love these. These are kind of I think everybody should have these. They're amazing. They're so easy to use. They take, I think, 2C batteries. Yep, 2C batteries. Super, super easy to use. Let me show you what they look like. So they come in a lot of different sizes and colors as well. So I've got 3 different sizes of this dripping candle here. And let's see, I think I put my batteries in it, so we'll turn them on. And you can just see, I don't know if you can quite see it with the light coming in there, but it has this most amazing, realistic looking flame to it. A lot of your flameless candles have just this little flapper that sits in there. A light shines up from underneath. The fan makes the flapper kind of go back and forth. The problem is when you get to the side angle of it, you can't really see it very well. And so what this one has is a 360-degree wick. It's absolutely amazing. The LED light is on the inside of the wick, and it has this blue color. So when I come over, if you've got any questions, of course, ask questions. But when I come to the end, I'll bring this a little bit closer to the camera, so hopefully you can see the light on it better. It is absolutely stunning. It looks so realistic. And from every angle, I'm going to see it. What's also cool about this candle is it's magnetized. So it plays off the north-south pole. So the movement of the wick will never stop. So it's not a fan. You don't have to worry about the fan burning out or anything. Awesome, awesome candle. So I've got 3 different sizes. We'll get these all on. And let's see, I think if I grabbed it, I did. Good. It also comes with a remote. So we can turn these on. Let's see, this one's acting up on me. Maybe, there we go. So when they're sitting here, if you've got your arrangement done, it's awesome on a mantelpiece because you can turn them on and off with a remote. Super, super easy. You can also dim it. You can also set timer settings. So you got a 2-hour, 4-hour, 6-hour, 8-hour timer setting. You can do the candle mode, which has this kind of blinking natural candle light to it. Or you can just set it on light, which means it's just steady on. Love the candle mode, and I love it at the brightest that it can be. I think they show up awesome. So now I've got this great kind of grouping of candles right here in the middle. Awesome, awesome look. I love that. Looks great. I've got my remote, so I don't have to disturb this. I can set up a bunch of things. So I can put these in a big glass bowl. I can put them in votives. I can put them in a lot of different things. And I don't have to worry about taking the candle out, turning it on and off all the time because I've got this handy remote right here that I can turn them on and off with. So really, really cool. All right, so then as we keep on adding lights, think about your layers as you're going through when you're making a tablescape or your mantle or whatever you're working on. Think about the layers and think about, okay, what do I need to add next so that I don't go through. If I went through and put all my picks in here right now and put any kind of other decorations that I'm going to use, it'd be very difficult to get the lights in here. So I've got a couple different choices for lights. Let me pull these out so I can show you these. All right, so I've got, this is the Invisilites. I absolutely love these. These are really just a basic LED light. You probably see them everywhere. They're super inexpensive. They're $4.99, so they're really, really inexpensive. The Invisilites are $19.99, anywhere from $9.99 to $19.99, depending on the size and the length. And this is a really cool one. This is our DuraWise battery. So I wanted to show you this one. I'm probably not going to use this one. I didn't take it out of the box and light it up. What's cool about this is if you need a lot of light, and I'm doing this battery operated because this is my dining room table, and so I don't have a plug, I don't have an outlet, I don't want a cord running across the table or off the end of the table over to an outlet. So I'm using battery operated. Battery operated works great in a lot of situations. For other situations, if you've got a plug available, then look for plugs. You've got lots and lots of options with plugs. You're a little bit limited when you get to battery operated. But this one's cool. This one is 60 days off of one set of batteries. It's 96 LED lights. And there's also one that has 192 lights. So if you're doing like a mailbox or a mantle or a staircase, you know, anything like that, and you need a lot of light, but you don't have a plug nearby, then we've got you covered with these DuraWise battery-operated batteries. They are awesome. They also come with functions, so they twinkle and do different things, a built-in timer, all that stuff. It's super, super easy. They're cool. 3 AA's and last for 60 days on one set of batteries. So really, really nice battery set. But I'm going to show you these other ones. I absolutely love these. These are, like I said, that kind of super inexpensive. They come on this really nice, very, very light wire. It's a clear wire, so it's not real, it doesn't show up really well. But it is kind of silvery too, which I think is kind of cool. So I'll turn these on so you can hopefully see those light up. So now you can see those lit up. They're really, really neat. So that's kind of a cool light set. But my ultimate favorite light set that I use all over the place for the holidays is these Invisilites. And Invisilites are micro LED lights. They come on this very thin wire. You're probably like, you're not holding up anything. This one's a silver wire. They come in copper and green as well. So if you use them on a wreath or a garland, they barely even show up. You can barely even see the wire. But the lights are very, very bright and very cool. And so there you go. You can see all those lights right there. So let me see if I turn it off. And then turn it on. Now I've just got them wrapped up here. I took them out of the package earlier, so what I will tell you is if you've ever worked with Invisilites or micro LED lights, fairy lights, they do kind of tangle. They are kind of a nightmare to work with sometimes, so I always like to kind of be careful with them a little bit. But I'm going to just take these in. They're so easy to work with, and I love the fact that you don't really have to like wrap them in very much. I actually enjoy just kind of seeing the wire and letting it kind of just play right through this garland. It's very, very easy to do. We could actually, while I'm doing this, I'll probably wrap some in the front here. So I've got them going around my candles, coming back through. You can use these on plants, indoor plants. Like I said, wreaths, garlands, they're just so easy to use, and they just work so, so well. This one actually comes with a timer setting as well. This is 60 LED lights, so there's 60 on this string. Let's see, I think the length of the string is, let's see if it has 20 feet long. So it's 20 feet long. I always like to kind of know the length of my string of lights. And why do I do that? Because it depends on how much I'm going to have to use. So if I've got this, I think this is a 6-foot garland. 20 feet is pretty easy to lose amongst that 6 feet. But if I had like a, I don't know, like a 60-foot or a 40-foot string of lights, you're going to have a lot of wire to work with. You're going to have a lot to deal with. And so this is great because 20 feet is perfect. I don't have to worry about, using too much or too little. It's just the right size. You can also sometimes find light strands that are, exactly the same length as your garland, which makes it super, super easy to use because you don't even have to worry about the measurement or how far it's going to go. So we'll just work those in. Comes with this really small battery box, which is great because it's very easy to hide that. So I can just kind of tuck that down in here. Can't even see it. I'll probably cover that up a little bit more with some picks as we kind of go along. Wrap that in there, and there we go. I've got this great dancing light in there. Super, super easy. It just brightens up the day, brightens up anything that's going on in your life. I just love lights. They just add so much. They add dimension, they add character, they add a look. And now what that has done for me is said silver is now a very small color. Remember I mentioned that earlier about finding those small colors that you use around in your tablescapes? So now I've got this silver in there, so I can always kind of come back to that silver note and say, okay, I've got a little bit of silver, so now that begins my theme. Now what I might look at is adding some of those picks. I've got lots and lots of choices here. I think red would be kind of stunning. I mean, you could use red in there. That would add a lot of color. So we could do red. That would be pretty. We've got this silver, we've got this white that I absolutely love. I think that's probably what I'm going to go with because I think it's just really, really pretty. So I'm going to put those right there. I might use those. I've got this great fern. I mean, this glistening fern. Really, really pretty, kind of different color. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I hold it up, back wall up. Maybe like that. There we go. Really, really nice looking fern with lots of silver glitter. So silver's in this. I might use this, like that a lot. These are kind of cool, those sand dollar kind of look. It's kind of opaque. Can't remember what they call this. Maybe it's got it on the label, what it's called. Paper silver dollar. So I was pretty much right on. So silver dollars are cool. These kind of really play well. The silver, the eucalyptus kind of has some of the eucalyptus is actually called silver dollar eucalyptus. So it's kind of got that same similar size, but it's a different color. Very natural. I love the look of that. That could work really, really well too. And then I've got that gorgeous frosty fern, which I absolutely love the look of this. I mean, that would play so nicely in there. So I've got to make a decision on what I want to do. I think I'm actually going to use this. I think I might use two. I've also got those pine cones, which I love a natural touch. So I've got a lot of things that I can use here. So we'll start putting some stuff in here and see if maybe we need to edit at some point. But I absolutely love this pick. I mean, there's so many branches to use and it's just huge. I mean, I can go in so many different directions. I probably could get away with just using just this one. but I think I'll probably use 2 because I like to add a lot. And I want to make this kind of thicker. I want to make it kind of different. So I'm going to put this pick in right here. And now those lights really start to shine through all the different foliage and textures that I've got, which is really neat. And then I can start to maybe play with this up here a little bit and wrap this around up here, because I definitely want to put something in there. And then I've got so many branches to use. This is a really cool spray or pick or adder or filler that you can put in. Really, really cool. I really like this one. All right. So there we go. You can kind of see how that kind of really bushed up that side, really made it much bigger, which is what you want for the holidays. Go big or go home is what I always say. So I'm going to put one over here, and then I've got more to kind of use here. I can maybe put it right in between those candles so it can kind of poke in there and kind of be in there as well. Really pretty. I mean, this frosty fern is just awesome. And then it can actually drape off the end of the table too, which is really neat. And kind of be natural with it, you know. Don't tinker with it too much. I mean, definitely, you know, play with it, adjust it because you can, and it's all movable and it's all easy to use. But definitely, you know, let it kind of fall naturally. That's what I always tell people, is just kind of let it kind of be its natural own self. So do I need, I feel like I need a little bit of this pine cone just to add some of that outdoory feel. I probably would actually use natural pine cones in this case because I could maybe play those throughout the entire one. This is a really cool pick. It feels so realistic. I mean, it's not a hard pine cone. We've got lots of different types of pine cones, some with some glitter on them, lots and lots of options. But this would look pretty. I think I actually want it kind of around the front here. Perfect. Love that. That turned out well. And so when you come into our stores and you're looking around and you're trying to get some decorating ideas, feel free to ask us. That is what we are here for. But also, you know, I like to use my cart. I mean, that's what I was doing this morning, was I was taking my cart and I was kind of laying some things out on it and trying to see what works, and just said, okay, I'm starting to feel a theme coming. I'm starting to get that kind of silver vibe. So I think I'm going to take these away because I got a lot going on already. I've got this really frosty fern. Absolutely love these berries. I feel like I've got a lot of silver and blue tones, a little bit of this natural, which is great. That really, really helped. Let's see if these are movable. There we go, perfect. So now those look really, really pretty, but I really feel like I gotta try to get these in. These are so cool, so bright, and I've got these white candles and I haven't really done anything else white, so I think I wanna use these. Let's see if we can get this into the right. This one's got that long stem, which is sometimes difficult to work with, but because I put so much in here, it should be pretty easy for me to kind of get it in there and kind of hide it off. Perfect. And then we can kind of manipulate those, get some of that frosty fern through there, let them poke up, pop out, turn around, let them do kind of everything that they're doing. I love that. That looks great. Looks great from my angle, so hopefully you all can see that as well. And then we'll put this one in. Awesome. That looks great. So again, pretty symmetrical. I've got some great light. Let's see, what else could we use? I always love to use ornaments. You can use ornaments in so many different ways. We always think ornaments must hang on a tree. True, they can hang on your tree, whether it's a lifelike tree or it's a cut tree in your home, but you can also use them in glass bowls, which is awesome. So let's do that real quick, just because I want to show you real quick this could be a great centerpiece. It could be a great piece by itself. Let's use those lights too. This is a great light set. So that light set that I showed you earlier, that really inexpensive one, it's got a timer on it too. So all I got to do is set that timer. I'm going to put the battery pack down in the bottom of my bowl. Got this great just glass bowl. I'm going to drop a couple lights down in there. Just put a couple to start with. And then I just got this cool little box of little balls. So I've got these great silver, kind of a matte silver, and then a matte white as well. So these are really pretty. Get my knife out so we can cut the tape off. And these are, let's see, are they shatterproof? I hope they are. They are. So I can just drop them in there. I don't have to worry about it too much. So I'm going to put maybe a few of them in there. I'm going to add some more lights. And now if I were doing like gold or brass color, then I might use the copper Invisilites because that would add a lot of color. I think this is kind of cool. It's really a clear wire, but it's kind of got that silvery color to it as well, which is really neat. So now we can just kind of mix this up a little bit. Maybe you could add some different ornaments. Maybe you would add some snowflakes or some different kind of glass balls or whatever you might want to use. But there we go. We've got this great kind of glistening bowl with all these lights. I can't see the battery pack at all. This could be my centerpiece. This could sit, I could do 2 of these. This would be great to kind of feature next to it. So this is a great option to use as a centerpiece or just a piece out by itself. Maybe drop a couple little pieces of fern in there. Maybe I go and cut a little bit of this off and drop it in there. Just add some different texture. Maybe a little cut piece of your cut tree or a Fraser fir or wreath. This would be awesome. So just kind of a side note there, just kind of something to play with. We also have amazing little tiny trees. You know, these would add, so if you're doing a big tablescape, maybe you've got, you know, an 8 to 10 foot long table and you really need to keep this thing going, you can start to add different textures and heights. I mean, that little flocked tree looks so realistic. Just love that tree. That could go in there. So I've got 2 of those. Maybe I use those. Probably not needed. I've put a lot in already. I've also got, these have really come back into fashion, these tinsel trees, I guess you could call them, bottle brush trees. These are really, really fun. This one actually has lights in it, so we could actually turn these on if we wanted to. Could use those if we need a little bit of height. So I kind of like that. Let's kind of leave those there for right now. I don't know if I'll keep them, but I think, you know, maybe not. We'll see. Ornaments, back to ornaments again. Lots and lots of ornaments to choose from. I mean, we have so many different ornaments. So I brought these. I don't know if you can quite see it, but it's kind of an off-white color with some gold edging to it, so you can see some of that gold edging. So if I wanted to kind of maybe turn this more into a gold theme, I've kind of gone silver, so I'm going to stick with that. But these are kind of cool, and you can put those in there just super, super easy. You got bigger ones too, so you can put some big ones in, put some smaller ones in. But because I've gone silver, I'm going to stick with my silver theme. But I do want to use some ornaments because they're really fun to use. I don't want to drop those. Those are actually glass. Stay. All right. So I found these awesome little clusters of white pine cones. These are really cool. So you can just see it's 3 little pine cones on a piece of rope. It's an ornament. We sell it as an ornament, but they will work great in here. Again, I was kind of looking for some of that white color and adding some different white textures. So now I can put a couple of these ornaments in here. I've already got some pine cones. I've got some real natural pine cones. Now I'm adding some glass pine cones. And again, just kind of let them naturally kind of fall in. I mean, don't, you know, I'm hiding the tag because I'm not going to take the tags off right now. I'm going to go put these back where I got them from. But, you know, I'm just tucking that in there. It's really, really easy. Where did I put the other one? Down at the end. So we're just kind of letting them kind of fall in there. I'm going to just hide that cord or hide that tag. But I love that natural rope on it. It looks really, really cool. I think I'm going to take these silver tinsel trees, although I absolutely love them. I just have to bring in so many things. There's so many things to choose out there. They're just awesome. And while I'm talking about those tinsel trees, I'll show you this other cool thing. So as I mentioned, the tinsel trees are back. They're very cool. Look at this. This comes already set up. So you need a tablescape. Bam, there you go. You just drop that into your tablescape. You've got all these little dancing trees. These are actually pre-lit. So it's got a battery pack built in right here to the back side of it. And you just put your batteries in there. It's got a timer setting. So you can just set this. And there you go. Look at that. That is so cool. I mean, that would be great on a mantle. I love this thing. These are absolutely gorgeous, stunning. Love these tinsel trees. I just love the fact that they've come back and they're very modern and cool and crisp and clean looking. So look at that when it lights up. Really kind of cool. So that could be my centerpiece right there. And then I can play off of that, or I could just use this with a couple candles anchoring it. Awesome, awesome option. So I had to grab that because I just wanted you to see that. That's really, really cool. So that's called our centerpiece mini tree. So really, really neat. Something different that you don't see a lot. All right, so what else do I want to add? So I did grab these snowflake ornaments. I thought they were kind of cool and fun. So they kind of have that brown in them, which I was thinking. I've got these brown pine cones. I've got the brown stems. I've got the grapevine in there. So do I need them? I don't know. Maybe just right there on the ends, just to kind of anchor it. Kind of put those in there. So again, don't have to. I can always take it away later if I wanted to. But that's really looking pretty good. So then I always think, you know, it feels very kind of texturally almost all the same. I've added some couple of different elements. It's got a lot going on. I've got an absolute ton going on. You know, sometimes I might edit this down just a little bit, but it looks really full and lush, and I really like it. But I always love to add ribbon. Ribbon, I think, really brings everything together. And you're probably thinking, Mike, what did you do? You put this together, you didn't put your ribbon in, you're supposed to put that in, you know, early on. I always save ribbon for the last. I think it looks cool at the end, and I'll show you a quick tip on how to use this. So I got my scissors. I'm going to take this and just cut off my cover here. And so whether you're working on a wreath, a garland, a tree, especially a tree, the best way to use ribbon is to cut off little pieces and use them and just tuck them in, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm just going to take this, cut that off. I'm just going to take, this is a really kind of sheer ribbon. I'm just going to kind of slightly pinch it on the ends here because all of our ribbon, pretty much all of it, is wired, which means it kind of forms a little bit. And then I've got this little kind of shape that I can use that I can just kind of tuck in wherever I feel like it needs to go. And we can just kind of work that in perfect. Look at that. It's so easy, super, super simple. And I don't have to wrap the entire bolt of ribbon in there. And when you typically do that, when you put a bolt of ribbon and you just kind of put it all the way through something, especially a tree, it almost looks like it's strangling it. And you want to make it look like it's just popping out and popping back in. And so that's what I love about this. It's super, super easy just to take this, pop it in there. So I hope you use that technique. You will absolutely love it. It is so easy. It looks like it just comes out of nowhere and pops in and pops out. And so I'll just keep on adding some pieces of this. Some bigger, some smaller, so some I'll cut a little bit longer, some I'll cut a little bit shorter, depending on the area that I'm working in, where I need it to go. And this sheer kind of silver ribbon looks great when that light kind of comes through it. Looks awesome. You can see through it. It's just awesome. It's just great. This is coming together. There's a lot going on. I mean, just this by itself would make an amazing mantelpiece, anything. So then do it again. Just got a couple more pieces to add. I think I might be done. I mean, this is looking really, really good. I'm really excited about it. Do two more pieces. Let's go ahead and cut both of those, some smaller ones. So I kind of went bigger in the middle, bigger pieces, and then smaller pieces towards the end so that there looks like it's kind of finishing off. It's kind of finishing down towards the end. And one more piece. I kind of put that in between some of these berries here. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like it's wrapped right into the berries. Just tuck each end so that it's hidden, and then there we go. Look at that. That turned out great. So man, I've got a lit tablescape. I've got amazing little Invisilites micro LED lights. I've got these great candles. I don't have to disturb anything. I can turn them on and off. So super, super easy. I don't have to touch anything. My LED, micro LED lights are on a timer as well. They run for I think 6 hours and then they're off for 18 hours. So you can set it at 4 o'clock. They come on every day at 4 o'clock. Just easy, easy, easy. Super, super simple. Don't have to do a whole lot to it. Don't have to change it. So this really turned out well. I'm just going to clean up my tablecloth here so it finished off really nicely. I'll just kind of clean that off. Got a couple little pieces of glitter and debris. And there we go. I mean, really, I'm pretty pleased with that. It's really got a lot going on with it. I probably, if I were going to edit anything out of this one, I maybe would have not done that frosty fern. It really added a lot of bulk to this, but I think it's really kind of cool looking. And so again, you know, with Christmas, go all the way. You know, that's what I always say. I just love to just kind of keep adding more. You can always take some away. This turned out really, really well. And so it's all from that same base, that Eucalyptus Garland. Now again, this would have looked great with Magnolia. With Magnolia, maybe I would have used these gold ornaments. Those would have looked really pretty. Really, really lots and lots of different choices. So think about your theme. With the eucalyptus, I could have gone even beach theme. I could have taken, you know, some of the corally looking picks and put them in there. Some of the silver or even that teal color would look great. You could go the minty kind of earthy green, which would look awesome. So there's lots and lots of choices. We can have anything to fit your decor in your home. We've got lots and lots of themes this year. We've got an amazing look. You got to come in and check out the store. It is fabulous. Both of our locations in Great Neck and here in Virginia Beach on Independence Boulevard, and then the one over in Great Neck, they both have the same themes. They've got the same setups. I would say check out both of them because we've got different designers at each one, and so you're going to get a different look at each store, and you're just going to get so many ideas. I think this turned out great. I'm super excited about it. Let's see, is there anything that I missed? I don't think so. I think I got pretty much everything. I did bring these little votives that I thought were kind of pretty, with these little deer, this little silver scene painted on them. We could always add those if I wanted to, maybe put them back here. But what's really cool about these is we have these great little votives. So you're thinking, well, that's just a little votive candle. What's cool about this is they activate to when you blow on them. So it's a blow on and off. And there we go. So the cool thing is if you set this somewhere, it's really easy just to blow on it, and your candle is shining. So we could add those in if we wanted to. Wow. I'm really excited about that. That turned out great. My wife, if she's watching, she's going to be like, you got to come do this on our table. But I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We're going to continue this. We've got a lot more going on. I'm not even sure what Friday is, but we'll be back Friday. We're going to be doing this every Wednesday and Friday till Christmas comes, and we'll keep on adding the decorating tips. We've got lots and lots of things coming up, so we're super excited. I'm going to come over. If you've got any questions, feel free to answer them. I hope you all enjoy this. I hope this gets you in the mood, the cool weather. It's supposed to be a gorgeous weekend, so come in and see us here at McDonald Garden Center and check out our Christmas shop. It is open. It is amazing. You'll have a great time shopping around and looking at all the things, and we're going to continue to decorate. Our cut trees, our cut greens will all be in soon, so we'll have lots and lots of choices for you, and we're going to talk about all those. Bring some nature inside. I hope this turned out well. I hope you enjoyed it. So have a great day, everybody. If you're taking off, have a great one. If not, if you've got questions, I'm going to come over and answer them. And if not, have a great day. See you later. Well, hello, everybody. Sorry, now the camera's like way up there, so I got to try and look up at you and not look down at the computer. All right, so Eleanor, good morning. Great to see you again. Maylene, thank you. Good. Debbie, thank you. Very nice comment. Angelique said beautiful. Eleanor said pretty. I don't think there's going to be a lot of questions with these. I hope you just got a lot of tips and tricks and techniques out of that. I love the ribbon. Cut little pieces of ribbon. It's super easy. Add light. There's so many different things that you can do with light. We have, I think, the most unique selection of lighting. I absolutely love these candles. That's one thing I was going to do is see if I could make this. Can't quite see it on this camera, can you? You're going to have to come in and see it. It is absolutely stunning. The way that this looks so natural and realistic, and the fact that I can see it from every angle. It's a real wax, so it's almost like the real thing, but you don't have to worry about actually having fire going. And then with the remote, super easy. So hope everybody enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, definitely come in and see us here at the Garden Center. We couldn't be more excited for the holiday season. It's one of our favorite times of the year. Come in and check us out. I hope you all have a great day. I'll be back Friday. We'll continue decorating all the way to Christmas. So have a great day. Enjoy the weather.